now, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now, Bishop Dr. Abraham Shanklin, please proceed with the invocation.
Good morning to Wayne Frazier and the NW family and all of our honorees today. I would like to take an opportunity to lead you into a brief moment of silence for what has captured our nation in recent headline events. A moment of silence for all of the victims and survivors of mass school shootings and all of our children who are experiencing relentless bullying across the country. They could be my children, they could be your children. And so we stand in solidarity for all of them today. And will you bow your head in a moment of silence as we stand in support of those victims and survivors? Thank you. Dear wise and loving Father, first let me say thank you on behalf of all who are gathered here today. Thank you for your many and abundant blessings. Thank you for life itself, for the measure of health we need to fulfill our callings, for our sustenance, and for our friendships. Thank you for the ability to be involved in useful work and for the honor of bearing appropriate responsibilities. Thank you as well for the freedom to embrace you and for the freedom to reject you. Thank you for loving us even so from your boundless and gracious nature. In the scriptures, you have said that citizens ought to obey the governing authorities and to do business with integrity. And since you have established those very principles to promote responsible business practices, we honor you today. Therefore, I pray for Wayne and the MWMCA family and all the business leaders this morning, all our government officials, for the various entities and corporations in particular, and for all who are leaving incredible legacies. I'm asking that you would graciously grant them wisdom for business growth, devoid of any conflicting interests and issues of our times, a sense of the welfare and true needs of our people they serve, a keen thirst for business integrity and rightness, confidence in what is good and fitting, the ability to work together in partnership harmony even when there is honest disagreement, personal peace in their lives, and joy in their task. I pray for the agenda set before them today and for all of our honorees who are being recognized. Please give an assurance of what would please you and what would benefit those who do business in and around our beloved cities and counties. It is in your most blessed name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Bishop Shanklin, for those very appropriate and inspirational words. Everyone, please be seated. I would like to thank the Maryland State Police Honor Guard for presenting the colors for the national anthem. You may retire the colors. At this time, I would like to welcome a very special guest joining us this evening, a tireless public servant that works so hard on behalf of the citizens of the state of Maryland. Please welcome the Honorable United States Senator Ben Cardin.
Jennifer, how are you? It's good to see you. Hey, Wayne. Hey, Ben. How you doing? Welcome to Baltimore. Thank you. Jennifer, thank you very much. To Wayne Frazier, thank you for your extraordinary leadership on behalf of our community. We are stronger when we work together, and you have brought us together, and we thank you very much. To all the honorees, congratulations. Since the last time we met, we have some new leadership in our state. Our Speaker of the House, Adrienne Jones, is with us, and we wish her only the best from our community. We were together yesterday as we welcomed the new mayor of Baltimore, Mayor Young. So we had some new leadership, and we have issues we have to deal with. It really is an honor for me to be here to bring you greetings on behalf of our federal delegation. We work very diligently with your mission. I am honored to be the ranking Democrat, the lead Democrat on the Small Business and Entrepreneurship Committee. And I am working hard in regards to the tools to help minority businesses. This is Small Business Week. Small businesses are the economic engine of our nation. That's where new jobs are created, innovation takes place, critically important. Almost 50% of our jobs are in small companies. 2 out of 3 new jobs are created in small companies. We need to make sure that all small businesses, all businesses have opportunity. And when we look today, we have not taken advantage of the talent of America. I look at the small business loan programs, 7(a) program, that's largest program. Less than 5% of the awards are to black businesses. That's unacceptable. Unacceptable. We must do better. We look at the Community Advantage 7(a) pilot program, it's doing much better, closer to 15%. The microloan programs are doing better. But we have to rededicate ourselves to improve those programs. I look at the entrepreneur development programs. We can do better there. I look at the procurement programs, and Wayne is the expert on this. We can do better to make sure that minority companies get their fair share. So I am working with Senator Rubio, the Republican chair of the committee, together. We're working together. We're going to review all of the SBA programs, and we plan to pass legislation in this Congress that will better tailor these programs to the needs of our community, and very much in support of what you're doing here to make sure inclusion is a reality here in America. We're going to work hard with you in this region and around the nation. Again, thank you all very much for gathering to honor people who have done so much for inclusion. And I really do applaud the work of Wayne and what you do with this group to make sure that we all do what's right for America and our future. God bless. It's good to be with you.
Thank you, Senator Cardin. We appreciate you being with us this morning. Now we will briefly pause our program for 5 minutes so that the catering staff can address the needs of the room. If you haven't visited the breakfast buffet yet, please do so, but make it quick because we're going to get started again in 5 minutes. Once again, people seated at the head table, you will be served. We want you to enjoy your breakfast, and we want you to look forward to the program, which will resume in just about 5 minutes. Good morning once again, ladies and gentlemen. We'll ask you to please take your seats as we resume our program. Now, those of you who have been here year after year, you know the game plan and you know the rules, but we're going to go over them once again in an effort to keep our program on time, which we are dedicated to doing, and to be considerate of all of our guests sacrificing of their time to attend this lovely event. We want to remind you that if you are going over your allotted time for your presentation, you are going to hear this. In my business, it's what we call a hard rap, but that sounds much more menacing. All right, so stick to your time limit. And we would like you, when you hear that sound, to please bring your comments to a close. And again, this is just an effort to keep us on time this morning so everyone can have their time and we move along with the program. At this time, I would like to recognize the elected officials and their representatives and guests who are in attendance today. We did hear from U.S. Senator Ben Cardin earlier. Another round of applause for the senator, please. Also joining us this morning, Michelle D. Johnson from U.S. Senator Chris Van Hollen's office. Could you please stand to be recognized? Michelle. And once again, we are very honored to have the new Speaker of the Maryland House of Delegates, Adrian Jones, joining us this morning. Please give Adrian a big welcome. Are there any other elected officials in the audience? Please stand and be recognized at this time. We certainly don't want to leave anyone out. We thank all of you for being here this morning. At this time, I would like to ask Kylie Patterson, Director of Economic Inclusion from Johns Hopkins University in Medicine, to come forward to bring greetings. Please welcome Kylie.
Well, thank you so much, Wayne, and to the MWMCA for this amazing honor. I also would like to say thank you on behalf of Ronald Daniels, who is the president of Johns Hopkins University, and Kevin Sowers, president of Johns Hopkins Health System. I have to say thank you to my colleagues who really are empowering me, empower all of us to do the work that we do in the city, and thanking them for the opportunity to serve as Director of Economic Inclusion. And lastly, I have to say thank you for this time behind the microphone. I must take a moment to acknowledge that Baltimore City has a long history of disinvestment in Black communities and other communities of color. If we were to pile the reports and history books documenting actions taken against African American homes, businesses, and families, it would grow taller than this building. Nearly 4 years ago, Johns Hopkins embarked on writing a new chapter. We launched Hopkins Local, a comprehensive program to buy and hire more locally and with diverse suppliers. We know and believe that the market is not impartial and that we must take deliberate action to invest in the firms that call Baltimore home and create jobs for its residents. Each day, we are working on both the supply and demand side of the business equation. Through Hopkins Local, we have taken efforts each year to increase how much we spend locally. In just 3 years, we have spent an additional $54.3 million in Baltimore City. We've hired over 1,000 people from the most distressed neighborhoods in Baltimore, and we've committed over 20% of our build spend, or $48.5 million in 2018. But we also know that we work much better in partnership, and we launched, in partnership with BGE, Be Local, which is now a consortium of 28 large businesses committing to buying locally and hiring locally. Through our partnership with Morgan State University and the Community College of Baltimore County, we host the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses Program, which is here today. It has graduated over 200 small business owners who prepare to grow and are growing in revenues and jobs. But we also know we don't have all the answers, and I hope you will join me in writing a new chapter of history by participating in our Idea Lab. Right now, we are crowdsourcing from vendors and residents alike about how we can address economic inequality in Baltimore City. I invite you to visit our website, and I should let you all know, I wore this pink blazer so you can find me. because I'm going to read this website, and I know no one's going to remember, but please find me after this to participate in the crowdsourcing campaign. And it's www.jhu.edu/Hopkins Local Ideas. Again, I encourage you to engage and give us your ideas on how we can address economic inequality. I am honored to stand on this stage with other honorees that are helping to change the narrative, and in agreement with all of you that today is a new day for the history books. Thank you.
Thank you, Kylie. Just look for the pink blazer. It is now my pleasure to introduce our next speaker, who will bring greetings, R. Earl Lewis, Jr., Deputy Secretary, the Maryland Department of Transportation.
Good morning. Good morning, and thank you for that introduction. For Governor Larry Hogan, Transportation Secretary Pete Ron, myself, I want to bring thanks to the folks to MWMCA for putting on this great event year after year. I think it was about 15 years ago that Wayne invited me to the first one of these events. So I think I just missed the first one, and it's really fantastic to see how it has grown. It's truly an honor to stand here representing the Maryland Department of Transportation. I work with a lot of great people, and I hear and see them here today. I want to recognize the folks who work in MDOT's Office of Diversity and Equity, MBE, Small Business and Minority Business Policy, and their counterparts in MDOT's TBUs and state agencies that are also represented here. They're out there day in, day out, helping businesses and employees that are looking for opportunities. I couldn't do what I do without them. In case you haven't noticed, we have something special going on at the Maryland Department of Transportation. We have more certified MBE and DBE firms than in any other state in the country. The number right now, as it stands today, is 6,908, which is up almost 1,000, I think, since I became Deputy Secretary about 3 years ago. And the list keeps growing, too. And you know why? Because these programs change lives. I'm sure everyone has heard about the Purple Line. Construction alone is expected to create more than 6,300 jobs. The project also represents $400 million in potential revenues to MDOT certified DBEs. Think about how much money that is and how that's going to make a difference to these businesses and their families. I'm happy to say we are exceeding our DBE design goal for the Purple Line. Right now we're at 27.6%, totaling $29 million in contracts. The DBE design goal for the project is 26%, and for construction is 22%. While we still have a lot of work on the construction side, DBEs have landed more than $100 million in Purple Line construction contracts so far. There will even be more opportunities through Governor Hogan's traffic relief plan, an opportunity which is $10 billion in size. It's a P3 project currently a NEPA study. One of the most exciting initiatives we're working on as part of the traffic relief plan is Opportunity MDOT. This is a new program that will empower some of our most vulnerable populations to join the workforce. We'll have training, partnerships, referral services, and other resources available. We're partnering with the Department of Labor, Licensing, and Regulation of the state on this project, as well as many other stakeholders, both public and private. I see Opportunity MDOT as a game changer. People trying to enhance their lives will develop the skills they need to provide for themselves and their families. If you think about it, Opportunity MDOT is just an expansion of what we're already doing, connecting people to life's opportunities. That's the charge in our mission statement, and that's what we do every day. Looking around the room, I feel lucky to be a part of such a great team within MDOT and throughout the community looking to create opportunities for MBEs and DBEs. I'm honored to stand here today representing them. Thank you again to the MWMCA for having me, and congratulations to all the other award winners. Thank you.